Seems like we were just here yesterday. Welcome back to Flagler Gymnasium. I'm Kyle Larson alongside Bill Topping. The Saints of Flagler College will be taking on the Cougars of Clearwater Christian College. Of course, from Clearwater, Florida, across the Sunshine State. The Saints improved their record to 4-1 last night after defeating Trinity College in what was a pretty one-sided affair. Flagler finished with 88 points. Trinity finished with 63 points, and I think the size, as we determined last night, was really a big factor, and Trinity couldn't overcome. Perhaps that could be a similar story here again tonight. Clearwater Christian College, a somewhat smaller school, but better scorers, so we expect to see maybe a more competitive game today.
They're not only larger, they're 3 times larger. About 600 students go to Trinity.
That's right.
Clearwater Christian.
Compared to 200. That's right.
In fact, 5% of their student body was here last night.
Clearwater Christian College has a 3-6 record on the year. They've played 9 games compared to Flagler College's 5. Of course, Flagler College, with that lone loss at the start of the season against St. Leo, now have won 4 in a row.
Due to our massive research, we know that a couple players to watch for Clearwater Christian, Eric McCray and Tristan Shore. McCray a 5'9" guard and Shore a 6'3" forward, but McCray a very good outside shooter, pushes the ball well. High percentage free throw shooter, almost, well, actually exactly 90%, and hitting from the outside at about 42. Shore also hitting at about the same percentage from beyond the arc, and that's what you look for. These two guys will probably do the scoring. They like to push the ball. We'll see what they end up doing against a taller Flagler squad, and they're about ready to tip off.
Desmond Gibson tips it to Richard Brown. They try the fast break to Dennis Diaz, off the glass and in. It's good for a quick 2-point lead for Flagler College. Richard Brown, the point guard. Dennis Diaz, the shooting guard. Manigo will play in the wing beyond the arc. And inside, you'll find Keith Matthews and Desmond Gibson for the Saints. As for Clearwater Christian, that shot right there, off the mark, rebounded by Dennis Diaz, was off the hands of Devin Pollarine. Kicked out to Brown for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound by Tristan Shore. Kick back out to the point guard, McCray, for 3, off the mark, no good. The starters for Clearwater Christian: Eric McCray, Eddie Maralobo, Tristan Shore, Colin DeHate, and Devin Pollarine. Gibson turnaround right hand. That's 4-point lead for the Saints.
Gibson picking up where he left off last night, using his superior reach, his length, as the coaches like to call it, to put one in the basket really close range. That's what you want to see him do, because he has the advantage.
Kicked out for a 3 attempt to Haight, passes on that, takes it inside, and finds trouble getting it over the size of the Saints. Knocked out of bounds by Flagler College. It's a 4-0 lead for Flagler with 18 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the first half, and Diaz collides into the bench trying to get that one as a steal. Instead, it's knocked out of bounds.
You talked to Bo about this team. They were interested in stopping 3-point shots. We saw that early on. Came down wide open at the arc, cut it loose. And they expect them to drive more, though, drive and dish.
Here's the kid from Brooklyn, Eric McCray, that crafty point guard. He kicks off over to Moralobo, then up top around to Pollarine, and eventually Moralobo again. Now driving the lane, hard right hand from Shore. That's a tough guy to keep out of the lane. Shore gets all the way in, puts the Cougars on the board for the first time.
Shore at 6'3", nice little fading right-hand shot off the glass.
Kid from Merritt Island, Florida. Kicked into Gibson along the left block, and he either got fouled or traveled.
I think he got shoved from behind.
It's going to be a foul on Tristan Shore. Or no, check that. Yeah, it is indeed on Shore.
Yep, 20.
Thrown way up top to Keith Matthews. Saturday crowd, not quite as potent as that Friday crowd. We had a fantastic crowd last night. Matthews, quick turnaround, gets a little roll off the rim, and it goes in. 6-2 Saints.
At least they don't have to be quiet for the first 10 minutes. I think that's what
like
it was
last night. That's right. Kicked up top, Maralobo, then throws in the wing to DeHate for a nice 2. Pure through the net from DeHate. So Saints nursing a 2-point lead at this point with 17.5 minutes left in the first half. It's 6-4. Lydell Manigo throws in to Gibson. And trying to get it right back to Manigo. Somehow he comes away with the ball, fighting for it. Manigo to the rack. Can't get the finish and can't get the call. Here comes McCray. All the way, no. It looked like a block.
They might have said goaltend.
And it's either a goaltend or a foul. Yeah, it is on both. Tristan Shore had the ball. Passed off from McCray, went up. Missed the bucket. Diaz is the one called on the foul. Shaking his head as if he doesn't agree with that call. How many times do you get fouls called against you that you do agree with, I wonder?
I like the hands up motion. They all have the same universal gesture. What, me? With the hands facing the ceiling.
They're not guilty.
Yep.
First free throw is missed by Shore. That's a good one there from Shore. So he's got 3 points now and has moved his Cougars within one of the Saints.
Shore just a 60% free throw shooter.
Diaz holding the ball as he throws off to Manigo to the lane. Lydell Manigo through contact. Can't get that one to go either. He's turned away. And here comes McCray. Whips it off to Maralobo. Back inside. Wide open and missed by DeHate.
Missed the layup.
Into Gibson. Flying in from the left side as he lays it in. 8-5. Saints back up by 3. Maralobo now with the ball. Shot up, off the mark, no good from Shore. Gibson on the rebound. Thrown ahead to Matthews, who couldn't find the handle. Turns it over. Now the forward DeHate bringing the ball across the timeline. McCray with the ball up top. Shore back up top to Paulerine. Back inside to Shore and was fouled. I think it was on the floor. We'll see.
24.
Indeed, it was on Matthews, and it was on the floor. So the ball will be passed in. Shore trying to sell the fact that he threw the ball at the rim as he was fouled.
Threw it at the wall is what he threw it.
Yeah. Thrown inside. Paulerine, almost lost his footing. Now Shore backing in Manigo. Left hand turnaround, nice hook.
Nice touch.
8-7 after Shore lays it in with the left hand. Shot from Richard Brown. Pure. 11-7, Saints leading.
I think every player named Brown gets nicknamed Downtown, don't you?
I do. PA guy here is in the same boat. Almost thrown away. Saints having to recover on defense. Paulerine runs out of room, or check that, Shore runs out of room, misses the shot. Good defense by Manigo, and ahead to Manigo. Nice step through, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound and puts it right back in.
Good. Stayed with it. That's a good quality. You've got to stay with that shot, especially on a point-blank layup if you miss it.
13-7, Saints leading by 6 here with 15 left until halftime. Maralobo guarded by Diaz, throws up to Shore, and it seems like every possession Shore at least gets a touch here so far for the Cougars of Clearwater.
Came in averaging 16 points a game. Shore, that is.
Maralobo, 5 on the shot clock. It's in the lane, throws down for Paulerine, loses the ball. Gibson on the steal. Here's Matthews. Nice move to get the ball away from the defender, but couldn't finish the layup. Missed it. Here come the Cougars. McCray. Paulerine denied. Check that. It was indeed Paulerine, and it was a big block by Gibson, sending it out of bounds.
That was a serious block. That wasn't one of those just touch the ball jobs. That could have damaged a cheerleader.
Paulerine sent away as it will be an inbound ball for the Cougars. When we return, it's a timeout here on the floor. Saints are leading 13-7 early on, and they've missed some bunnies so far.
The layups. The old coach said, you got to make your layups, got to make your free throws. You do that, you'll win a whole lot of games.
However, they're 1 of 2 from the arc, and they have hit 6 of 11 of their shots. So overall, their percentages are pretty good. 54.5% from the floor are the Saints. Pretty impressive. On the other side, Clearwater Christian is 3 of 10.
Clearwater trying the outside shot only once. Expected to see a little more of that. I guess they're trying to establish the drive first. They're 3 for 10, as you said, 30% from the field. Most of that damage being done by Shore. As you pointed out, he gets a touch on every single offensive possession. And you'd expect him to, averaging 16 points a game.
Yeah, he's got 5 already. 5 of the Cougars' 7. He's a pretty tall cat, listed at 6'3", but knows how to work his way in the post.
Yeah, he looks longer. Their leading scorer, Mike Key, not in the game, at least not yet, whether he'll play or not. He's averaging almost 18 points a game, 17.9. But as far as the players on the court, it's Shore at 16 points per game. Also, like you pointed out, at 6'3", he's also averaging almost 7 rebounds a game.
Shore will be the one throwing it in here for the Cougars. Looking for a place to go. The Cougars have brought in Wintermeyer to add a little height. He's got the ball now. Throws back to Paulerine and then eventually in the hands of the point guard, McCray. Shore, Wintermeyer, McCray. Left wing with McCray. And they throw it off to Baxter, who just checked in. Baxter trying to work his way inside to Wintermeyer. And Wintermeyer maybe a little anxious there. Rifles a pass to a man who's just 5 feet away and sends it out of bounds.
Wintermeyer's a freshman from Bel Air, Florida. Went to Clearwater Central Catholic.
Wintermeyer throws it out. Saints get the ball here. They lead by 6. They get the ball back with 14 minutes left to go until halftime. Saints setting things up on offense with Matt Conway in the game for the first time. He replaces Manigo, or Manigo, I should say. Diaz shoots it into Gibson. Open is Brown, right wing, 3-ball, no good. Conway tips it up just a smack back to the rack, and it doesn't go down. Shore comes away with the Cougars' possession here, and he's fouled. Gibson trying to claim he got all ball and wants a jump ball call. And Shore will be awarded with his aggressiveness. He's going to get 2 free throws. That's the first. Oh, actually, they charged the foul. It looked definitely like it was Desmond Gibson. They charged the foul on the scoreboard to Richard Brown.
I don't think so. Unless he was under the basket.
Shore makes the first one. It's 13-8. Saints leading with 13 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Clearwater Christian College, 3-6 on the year. They are coached by Michael Tuma. Tuma in his second season went 10-17 last year. Of course, this team in the same conference, NCCAA Division II, independent, just like Trinity. Conway, 3-ball, corner, pure.
Nothing but net.
Silky smooth shooter, and he puts his Saints up by 7, 16-9.
Conway had a good time last night from outside. He was 3 for 9, but he hit 2 in a row.
Here's Shore. Cougars going to try and answer back. Thrown over to Baxter. Baxter using the left hand against Diaz. Step back J is good for Baxter. 6'3" junior from Orlando, Florida. Brown rifles it off to Diaz. Diaz goes baseline, shoots it up, won't get it to go, but is fouled on the follow-through. He's fouled by Wintermeyer. The freshman picking up his first foul and will send Diaz to the line for 2 free throws.
Fouls on number 33, Gary Wintermeyer. Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 2.
Dennis, a good night at the line last night. He was 5 for 7.
Yeah, overall, the Saints in that game were 69% from the line, 18 of 26. But you look at a few players, and they did exceptionally well. Dennis Diaz, one of them, 5 of 7. Richard Brown was 4 for 4. Desmond Gibson, also perfect, 6 for 6. Diaz makes good on the first one, misses the second here as it rolls off the rim. Setting things up, the Brooklyn native, McCray. Going up against North Carolina's Richard Brown. Wintermeyer swings it over to Shore. Shore getting a lot of attention, then thrown back, and a foul called. Saints not getting much help defensively as DeHate is fouled.
Conway the reach in.
His first, so everyone out there on the floor with a foul except Adam Jones, who just checked in, and now Oxendine will check in to replace Richard Brown. So Saints have 4 fouls as a team so far. 17-11 they lead the Cougars. Cougars have the ball inbounded. Back to Shore, guarded by Matthews. Baxter here. Kicks off Wintermeyer for 3. That's good. The big freshman able to hit from range.
Putting in, create some size defensively. Goes right under the basket in their 2-3 zone. But that was a nice touch from outside.
Saints now leading by just 3. Here's Diaz, pull up J from inside the arc, off the rim. Baxter with a nice sweeping rebound, throws off to McCray. Way up to Shore, trying to beat the crowd up to the rack, and he does so, off the glass and in.
Turned it into a 1-point ball game. These guys are hustling.
Shore able to hurry up and get there before the Saints can close in defensively. 17-16. Here's Adam Jones kicking off to Conway. Nice pass inside, but Matthews wasn't quite right there in the right spot for that one.
Wide right.
Nice idea, trying to get the high percentage shot, but thrown out of bounds. Saints leading by just 1. We'll call a timeout here with 11 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. Clearwater Christian has been to the free throw line 4 times already. They made 3 of those.
I think this one's going to be an immediate timeout. I don't think Saints will be charged for it.
Saints 17, Cougars 16. And so far, there hasn't been a single lead change as the Saints have led the whole way. They've also outscored their opponent in the paint 10-4. But the Cougars able to hit some timely baskets and also get some transition points to get within 1 of Flagler College.
Flagler's got a bunch of 50s. Field goal percentage is 50%. They're 2 for 4 from the arc. And at free throw line, they're 1 for 2. But right now, this game is a 1-point ball game, mostly because some timely shooting inside the arc, just inside the arc, by Clearwater Christian. Shore's 3 for 6.
Saints are going to be defending here after they threw the ball out of bounds. Saints 17, Cougars 16. 1-point game, and Flagler College going to try and keep it that way in their favor. Shore going to inbound the ball for the Cougars. Shore throwing forward for Wintermeyer. Back to Shore. Shore trying to beat the press by himself. Jones with the quick hands knocks it away. Here comes Oxendine. Thrown in hard to Manigo, and Manigo fouled. It doesn't go down. He'll get 2 free throws, it looks like. Fouls on Baxter. And I know you have a little note. Even though the size differential favors Flagler College, it looks like they're not doing very well on the glass.
Trinity's out, or excuse Trinity. That was last night. Clearwater out rebounding the Saints at this point, 9-6.
Manigo at the line. First free throw rolls in for Lydell. Lydell, if you can believe this, a 6'3" guard, led the team with 9 rebounds last night. Very impressive stuff. So it's a 2-point ball game. Keith Matthews will check out, and coming in will be Desmond Gibson. 18-16 is the score. Manigo has a chance to make it a 3-point lead here with his second free throw. He makes it. He's got 4 points so far through this contest. Saints 19, Cougars 16.
Backcourt pressure. Last night that worked.
Baxter looking.
Turned the game last night for them.
Baxter has it back and nearly throws it away. DeHate saved it. Back to Baxter in the corner. Up top to Moralobo. And now all the way around to Charlie Brown. Moralobo on the left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Baxter pulls the J. Wow, that is good.
Soft rim. I'm telling you, that rim is soft.
He's got a quick trigger, too. Baxter has pulled a couple quick J's. He has 4 points. 19-18. Back to a 1-point ball game. And he picks up a quick foul, Baxter does, guarding Manigo.
Nothing on the scouting report about Mr. Baxter.
Devin Paulerine will check in. The senior will replace him, so they get a little bit more size as Baxter, the 6'3" guard, checks out for the 6'4" Paulerine. Conway throws to Gibson. Winged out to Oxendine. 3 ball is good. Back of the basket for Oxendine.
Nice play. The extra pass. Oxendine was waiting for it.
Shore looking for a place to go with it. Ooh, almost throws it away to Brown. Moralobo back to Shore. Now Moralobo will set things up as he will play the point guard role. Throwing back to Moralobo on the right wing. The reset here with 11 seconds left. Moralobo steps out, comes back in. Working one-on-one against Oxendine. I didn't see any contact, and a foul's called on Oxendine.
Reach in, grab his arm.
Looked like Morolobo faked the shot and then passed. Will he get credit for that? No, they're going to have him inbound it from the baseline.
A couple years ago, the NC2A started stressing the reach-in foul, the hand, because hand checking became so prevalent, and it's an easy one for the officials to call. They don't have to do anything more than touch him.
Ball thrown back to Morolobo. And eventually to McCray, who just checked in, the point guard back in there. Fresh shot clock, so they have 20 now left on the shot clock. DeHate up top. Brown, ooh, almost lost the ball, and he did. He was out of bounds. So turnover here by the Cougars. Saints leading by 4, 22-18. The score with 9 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. Let's see what Oxendine and the Crimson and Gold can do here with this possession. Thrown into Jones. Stolen by DeHate. Pass from Jones looking for Gibson. Gets taken away. Here's McCray. McCray against the forward, and Jones thought he got ball. Got a little bit of McCray at the same time.
Jones is a big man with really quick hands, quick reactions.
Just caught a little bit too much of McCray on that one. Foul for Jones, his first. And the Cougars will inbound the ball.
Gibson, a little fadeaway from about 8 feet out, left side.
Sorry about that. Technical issues, I guess, upstairs, and we are back. Saints leading 24-20.
Guys in the truck fix that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Got that in my ear. Desmond Gibson going to be shooting a free throw here.
Old-fashioned three-point play if he can sink this.
Ooh.
Oh, baby. 3 times hit the rim.
Rim on the other side a little bit more friendly. Let's see if Morolobo can get closer for the Cougars. 24-20, Saints leading by 4. Shore driving the lane. He misses on this side. Put back shot is blocked by Gibson.
Nicely done. Gibson fighting for the rebound, gets a hand on the ball, bounce it right to Oxendine.
Oxendine able to collect the tip ball, and he's fouled in the process. That's why he hit the deck. Saints will have the ball right in front of Flagler's own bench. And head coach Bo Clark calls the play here for Oxendine, the point guard.
Each team with 16 fouls at this point.
6 fouls apiece. Bonus coming for on the next foul, and palming. That's the second time in 2 days. Oxendine has been called for a carry.
It's the skip that gets him because they all carry the ball. But if you do a little stutter step or back and forth, it just becomes obvious, and they'll call it every time.
Saints 24, Cougars 20. Saints applying the three-quarter court pressure, and Conway, some speed that I guess you don't expect from a guy who's 6'7", and then tries to get an assist. Diaz loses the ball out of bounds.
I don't think Diaz expected it either.
Saints 24, Cougars 20. Shore, ooh, he throws it away. Tipped up, Oxendine's got it. Here's Jarrell Oxendine for 2. Nice lay-in, protecting the ball very well.
Nice anticipation on the pass as well. The steal and 2 points for Oxendine.
The Cougars finally get the ball over half court and then turn it over in the half court. Here comes Matthews. Diaz straight at the rack. Left-hand lay-in is good. Diaz now with 5. Saints 28-20, and they have really given the Cougars issues. Matthews, another steal. Ox for 3. Rattles in. Good.
Backcourt pressure. It worked last night at the 10-minute mark of the first half. They turned up the backcourt pressure, and Trinity started to fade. Same things happen right now.
Clearwater Christian falling down here. They trail now by 11. Oxendine has 8 points after that 3-ball rattled home for him. Saints leading 31-20 with 7 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the first half. Impressive defense here as the intensity and pressure have been ratcheted up by Coach Clark and the Saints.
any sport, defense can lead to offense, but in basketball, it becomes obvious instantaneously.
Saints now with 6 steals on the day. They've also able to turn 9 points in off of turnovers.
They had 10 steals last night.
Have 6 already in the first half. Wintermeyer looking for some. Check, that's not Wintermeyer. That is Paulerine looking for somewhere to go with it. Throws off to McCray in the right wing. Back over to Moro Lobo. And there's Paulerine. Pull up J for him. That goes in. Had a hand up in front of him, but still able to make it there in the left post area. 31-22 now the score. Saints still on top. Gibson working on a one-on-one. Goes baseline. Floats quite a long time in the air. Able to make it.
Nice touch for the big guy.
Going against Danny Favaro. Favaro trapped along the sideline. He steps out of bounds. Good job by Dennis Diaz and Jarrell Oxendine defensively.
Pressure defense right again as they come to the timeline. Paying off for Flagler at this point. Clearwater's going to have to regroup and see if they can come up with a way to get around that. And the way to get around it is generally to move the ball faster.
Saints leading 33-22. 7 minutes left to go, and another timeout called here. It's Clearwater Christian taking a timeout here to talk this one over, as they've had some issues getting the ball up past half court.
Flagler's built an 11-point lead basically on defense.
Now, in a time of statistic overload, I can tell you that the average score per possession for Flagler College has come within the first 12 seconds of the shot clock. What that might tell you is that they're getting a lot of points in transition, I guess.
Absolutely. That's what the defense in any sport, like I said earlier, always translates to offense. In this case, they've been able to turn the ball over at the timeline or in the backcourt, and it's a straight shot to the basket. Generally, you're going to have at least have a 3-on-2, sometimes a 4-on-2.
Shore has 9 points to lead the Cougars and to lead all scorers. As for Flagler College, they're led by the 8 of Desmond Gibson and the 8 points also of Jarrell Oxendine. Both those players are perfect from the field.
They've been able to shut Shore down here in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Gibson with the ball. Matthews works into the lane, shot up, no good. He's fouled.
Hit on the forearm as he shot.
That foul is by Colin DeHate, the 6'4" senior from Valrico, Florida. DeHate, that's his first foul. Matthews will be at the line for his first free throw.
7th team foul for Clearwater. He was going to the line anyway. He was in the act of shooting, so he will get 2, not the 1-on-1.
That free throw brings Matthews' point total up to 3. And Matthews was slowed down quite a bit last night. Finished with 5 total points against Trinity. Able to get to 4 points on his trip to the free throw line.
Last night there was 5 guys in double figures. You wonder how often that happens. Matthews didn't have to carry much of the load.
Here's McCray, throws off to Shore, knifing in, and Shore lays it off the glass.
So much for shutting Shore down.
Diaz and the Saints pushing the pace here. Oxendine to the baseline, contact and a bucket for Ox.
And 1.
Oxendine with 10. Has a chance with this and 1 to tie Shore with 11 points. 37-24, Saints leading here with 6.5 till halftime.
Oxendine's first free throw, and a 3-point play it is.
And Ox and Desmond have yet to miss from not even the line, pardon me, from the field. McCray looking for the offense to set up. Throws off to Shore. Shore getting a lot of attention again. Knifes in, left hand won't go in front of the rim. Here's Matthews, now Oxendine for the Saints. Kicks out for Diaz, 3-ball. Off the front, rebounded by Gibson, put back is good.
Nice anticipation by Gibson.
Gibson now with 10 points. Shore, or check that, that's DeHate bringing the ball up. Throws into Wintermeyer. Wintermeyer with the power dribble and muscles it in.
High off the glass.
Oxendine in the left wing. Up top to Matthews. Matthews looking for somewhere to get it. Eventually down to Gibson. Kicked out for Oxendine. Another 3-ball off the rim. No good. That's his first miss of the day.
In and out.
And then thrown away by Shore as he tried to find Baxter in transition. Just threw it too far ahead of C.J. Baxter. Turnover as the Cougars have really been sped up by the Saints defense. That one almost an unforced error, though. Saints 40, Cougars 26. Conway. Matthews. Great catch by Matthews in traffic.
Nice shot, floater.
Bucket is good, and a foul called on Colin DeHate. DeHate trying to establish position and draw the charge, and it was indeed a charge. So take the points off the board for Matthews. Second foul of the day against Keith Matthews.
Both teams in a bonus now. That was the 7th team foul for Flagler.
McCray throws to Baxter. DeHate back to McCray, and then eventually to Wintermeyer, who seemingly wants to get rid of it. Shore at the top of the key, 15 on the shot clock. Over 2 outstretched hands and lays it in. Nice shallow angle for that 2-pointer.
13 for Shore now, I believe.
Absolutely. 40 for the Saints, 28 for the Cougars. Oxendine throws over to Matthews. Up top to Conway. Pulls up the 3-ball off the rim. No good. McCray gets it in the low left block for the rebound. DeHate will pull the trigger. No good. Conway tips it up. He's fouled by Baxter in the back.
Conway came very close to tipping that in.
Yeah, he was going up to grab it, but when he got pushed by Baxter, could really only get a couple fingers on the ball. And that is Baxter's 3rd foul.
1-1 coming for Conway.
Baxter's 6'3" guard going up against a 6'7" guard in Matt Conway. And when Matt Conway's got position on you, might as well give him the rebound instead of giving the rebound and the foul. But Baxter will have to sit down with foul trouble. Conway so far with 1-3 on the day. Misses the first free throw on the 1-and-1. Wintermeyer gets the rebound. Here comes Shore. Guarded by Conway. Crossover move in traffic. And traveling call on Shore as he tried to spin his way through a double team. Turnover by the Cougars. It's 40-28. Saints leading with 4 minutes left until halftime. Jones in the low block. Kicks up top to Oxendine. Jones has a size advantage. Finds Gibson. What a cut by Desmond.
How'd you like the behind-the-back drop on that? Nicely done by Mr. Jones. He gets the assist.
Saints now leading 42-28. McCray bringing the ball up the floor. Shore finds the baseline and has the ball hit out of his hands by Conway. And it will be the Cougars' ball. When we come back from this break, it's 42-28 with 3.5 minutes left to go, and we have a timeout on the floor. Saints leading by 14. Leading scorer so far for the Saints is Desmond Gibson, who is 6 for 6 from the field. Oxendine is 4 for 5 after missing just 1 3-pointer. He's got 11 points. What a performance so far from those two characters. After that, Dennis Diaz with 5, Manigo with 4, Matthews with 4, Richard Brown and Matt Conway have each hit a 3-ball. They have 3 apiece. As for Clearwater Christian, the scoring has nearly all come from Shore. Shore with 13 points to lead the Cougars. Seven fouls on the Saints. It looks like 9 fouls on the Cougars. So they're a foul away from putting the Saints in the double bonus.
Quite a different game from last evening. They don't suffer the same amount of height disadvantage as Trinity did. But last night the Saints didn't have to foul anybody. Their defense was basically overpowering as far as Trinity was concerned. This team, they expected, the coaching staff expected this team to be a little better pushing the ball, a little better from the outside, and they're proving to be just exactly that.
And don't forget, Clearwater Christian is without Mike Key, a kid who scored 30 points in his last 2 games, and those were against pretty good competition, the coaches tell us.
They got a couple players that aren't dressed. He may be one of them.
Ball currently in the hands of Paulerine as he's trying to get it to McCray. 10 on the shot clock now as they set things up for the Cougars here offensively. Shore, 5 on the clock. Pull up Jay with 3 left, and he buries it. Wow. Saints 42, Cougars 30, and Shore, I should say, is unreal there.
Picking up the slack for Mr. Key, who hasn't been in the game, isn't in the game.
Jones throws it down low to Gibson. Nice find for Oxendine. Another 3 attempt off the mark there, off the left rim. Rebounded by DeHate. On the near side, this is McCray. Saints 42, Cougars 30. Cougars here with McCray having the ball. Jones, nice help stepping out. Shore over here on the far side now. Jones tips it away. I think he got a clean tip the first time, but the second reach was where he picks up the foul against Shore. Two fouls on Jones. Saints leading by 12. Shore will be at the line to add to his already 15 total points. Jones comes out, so Conway will kind of move down in a forward role and have Lydell Manigo step into his wing guard spot.
Shore equaling his points per game average with 2:37 left in the first half. Saints are going to have to find a way to control him. It's only an 11-point game. Seems like a comfortable lead. However, Shore can fill it up in a hurry.
Shore has 16. The rest of the team has 15. Back to Brown. Brown over to Manigo. Manigo pull up Jay off the rim. No good. Gibson on the putback. No. Eventually rebounded by Paulerine and the Cougars. 2 minutes left to go. Saints up by 11.
Wide
open. 3 ball for Brown. Charlie Brown can't connect, and here comes Oxendine and the Saints. Fast pace. Oxendine Euro step. He's fouled hard.
Yeah, he got hit hard.
And he missed the shot, and he's pretty much thrown to the ground there on that foul by Eric McCray.
McCray said he didn't do it. See him shake his head? Wasn't him.
First one against McCray, and the senior from Brooklyn has put Oxendine at the line for free throws. Oxendine from just down the road in Palatka, Florida. Originally went to Lynn down in the beautiful area of Boca, Florida, and decided to come up north back home to play closer to his hometown here in Flagler College. Saints 43, Cougars 31 after Oxendine connects on the first free throw. Oxendine now with 14 points. Now 13. He leads the team. Check that, with 13, not 14. It's 13 points for Oxendine. Cougars having trouble getting the ball beyond half court. They finally do. Here's McCray. Inside. That's nice by Paulerine, using the rim to protect the ball.
Nice ball movement on that possession by... Yeah, just ran flat there, Cougars. I kept wanting to call them the Tigers. I knew that was wrong.
CCC.
Yeah.
Gibson kicks off to Brown. Brown in the lane. Good ball movement and a lot of dribbling there from Brown. Misses the bucket, but Manigo's there to pick it up and put it in. Manigo with the points. Manigo with 6 now. Wow. How did Desmond Gibson not get a piece of that as McCray put the floater up over him?
Gibson almost jumped out of his shoes.
That's the first bucket so far for McCray. Saints 46, Cougars 35 with a minute left. Conway gathers himself and then rifles up a 3. Manigo can't get the tip in. Oxendine can't get the putback, and an offensive foul is called on Manigo.
Yep.
Saints 46, Cougars 35. Manigo picks up his first foul of the day, and that puts the Cougars at the line for a 1-and-1. DeHate will check off. Coming in will be Swirenga.
Easy for you to say.
Austin Swirenga checking in. Kessler Bell comes on for the Saints, the freshman in there for the last minute of the first half. Shore will be at the line. Shore has 16 already. Now make that 17 with his first free throw. Saints have put the Cougars at the line for 7 attempts. Now 8 attempts. And Shore has taken 7 of those. He's connected on 6 of 8. 44 seconds left to go. Saints with Conway on the left side. Feeds inside to Bell. Nice lay-in and a nice find for Bell. 30 seconds left to go as Clearwater will hold for the last shot. They trail by 11. 48-37 the score. Saints leading. Oxendine and Richard Brown out there, both point guards for the Saints out there at the same time. Manigo lined up against Shore. 8 on the shot clock as Shore goes to work here. Goes to his left. Back to the right. Not much room. Kicks off to Moralobo at the last second. No good. Oxendine trying to get out in front to get that last second shot. It never had a chance. Saints 48, Cougars 37 here at halftime. I'm Kyle Larson alongside Bill Topping. We'll step away for just a moment. Be right back with a halftime recap. Saints 48, Cougars 37. Kyle Larson alongside Bill Topping. Here comes McCray and the Cougars as they trail by 11. Shore along the right baseline. Stuck in a double team. He has to give it up. Finds his teammate DeHate, who gets the ball blocked. I believe that was Matthews on the defense. And here come the Saints with Richard Brown. Diaz is there.
More technical difficulties. Sorry about that. I lost my little cover thingy off the microphone.
Diaz at the top of the key, throws to Brown. Inside now to Gibson. Gibson with 12 on the shot clock. Turnaround right hand hook as he muscles his way down. Picks up the foul. Misses the shot. He'll have 2 free throws. His first free throws of the day.
Gibson 6 for 7 in the first half from the field.
The foul is against Colin DeHate. That's his third. That rim was so helpful last night. Tonight, not so much.
I don't know what they put on it. It was working great its first half.
A little too much polish on the rim tonight. Gibson doesn't use any rim there. Straight through the twine.
The young man who struggled last year with free throws. Obviously, the work has paid off over the offseason.
Yeah, last year from the free throw line, 58%, but shooting much better of late. McCray in the right wing.
Flagler starts the defense in a zone, and then they switch off to man-to-man as soon as somebody gets in the paint.
Pull up Jay from Shore, rattles on the rack and falls through the hoop. It's a bucket for Shore. 20 points for Mr. Shore. 49-39, Saints up by 10. Matthews for 3, way off. Manigo is right there to clean it up. And Lydell Manigo led the team with 9 rebounds last night. He's got 8 points right now. Little scoring update for you here in just a moment. McCray goes in. Wow, how would he find Shore? I didn't even see the pass, really, as Shore puts it in. Assist for McCray.
He put that behind Gibson's back. A little wraparound pass there. Nicely done.
With less than a minute in the first half, the women's team is taking on Division I Central Florida, and they trail by just 1 point, 36-35. That's in Orlando. Here's Matthews right here in St. Augustine with a nice right-handed flick, and it goes in. Saints 53, Cougars 41. Coach Clark barking off his defensive assignments here as they match up against the Cougars. Maro Lobo, they're playing a zone, are the Saints. It's like a 2-on-2. Maro Lobo throws deep corner, McCray 3-ball, off the rack, no good. Diaz skies up for that rebound, and he's got a 2-on-1. However, he can't weave the pass in to Brown, but right there cleaning it up again is Lydell Manigo. 10 points now for him.
Maro Lobo got a hand on that pass, but nice hustle to follow up and finish that play.
We have a timeout from the coach over there for Clearwater Christian, and Coach Tuma wants to talk with his Cats in the huddle. Saints leading 55-41, and that was an interesting pass. Manigo now with 10 points for the Saints.
When Flagler pushes the ball, Clearwater can't stay with him. Shore has really been the only offensive threat for Clearwater. If they can find a way to, well, he may be tired, as I said. He scored a lot of points.
Shore has 22 of the 41.
So there you go. If they can find a way to get in his way as he gets into the paint, especially that little 8-10-foot fade he's got with the right hand, it's a pretty shot.
Last night, as you mentioned, the Saints had 5 players in double figures. They've got 3 there already now, as Manigo has 10 points to go along with his 4 rebounds. The other 2 players, Oxendine with 13, Gibson with 13. They did most of their damage in the first half. Looking for Matthews maybe to join them. Matthews is 2 for 4 from the field and 2 for 2 from the line for 6 points. Saints on defense here. They lead by 14 here early in the second half. Tuma setting things up. McCray, the point guard, is not on the floor for the Cougars. Baxter with the ball. Playing with 3 fouls, he's in there. Shore over to Paulerine, missed shot. Gibson with the reach and grab for the rebound.
Coach Clark's gone to a shorter, faster lineup with Brown goes to the rack on that one. That was pretty.
What speed. He got around the defense and scooped it up and in off the glass. Brown with 5. Moro Lobo drives. Kicks back to Baxter. In the lane. Scoops it up. George Gervin-esque and misses. Here's Manigo.
Wasn't the kind of finger roll you'd expect to score with. He was about 4 feet from the basket when he let the ball go.
Not quite as graceful as Mr. Gervin. Here's Matthews. Turns baseline. Can't get it up in off the glass. It's stuffed there in between the rim and the window.
A lot of contact on that play.
Shore went from the left pocket to the right pocket. Missed. Got his own rebound and put back.
Shore with 22 now. 24, excuse me, 24.
57-43 with 15 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Passed inside to Matthews. Nice feed and a bucket. A nice one for Keith Matthews. Matthews now with 8. Moro Lobo setting it up at the top of the key. Shore now in the right wing. Up top to Baxter. Shore from the right elbow. Pull up Jay from the free throw line off. Gibson with the hand on it.
Look at the reach on Gibson. Holy cow.
Diaz pushing. Nice feed. Pocket pass to Brown. He can't finish. Keith is there to clean it up. He's got 10. Matthews now with a double-digit production here tonight. 61 points for the Saints. 43 for the Cougars.
4 players now in double figures for Flagler.
Paulerine throws over to Moro Lobo. Moro Lobo to Baxter. Jay from Baxter is off. No good. Matthews another rebound. Clearwater Christian getting set up for nearly a full line substitution as Matthews goes baseline. Amid contact on both attempts, he doesn't make, and Manigo is there for the jump ball going up against Favaro. Jump ball, I believe, will be Saints basketball when we come back from this break. Saints 61, Cougars 43 with 14.5 left to play.
This is immediate timeout under 16, so it'll be a full timeout.
Saints looking to improve their record to 5-1 on the year. A great start. And looking to go for 5 in a row here over Clearwater Christian, but still have plenty of game left. 14.5 minutes left on this one.
The Saints have come out running here in the second half. Sure, they still haven't figured out an answer for Mr. Shore, but Keith Matthews has picked up the pace considerably. He's in double figures with 10, I believe. And that puts 4 players in double figures. This is the same kind of night that they had last night. Second half, they came out a little stronger. Played some defense in the first half, caused some problems for the opponent. Did the same thing tonight, only at about the 7-minute mark in the first half, and then came out of the second half running. Coach Clark figured out what they needed to do as far as their offense is concerned, because they played really good defense in the first half. 61-43 right now at the 14:28 mark.
Saints are leading big here in Flagler Gymnasium. Away from Flagler Gymnasium, the women's team, though they are 2-4 overall, and they're taking on the 6-1 Knights out of UCF. They trail only by 3 at halftime. It's 39-36 at halftime in Central Florida's gym. And the only pair of banners hanging in that one are affiliated with a couple guys who have some Flagler ties. Conway on the shot, no good. Throws that one out of bounds on the shot. 61-43, Saints leading.
Second half, the Saints came out running, as we said, playing a little better defense too. They were trailing in the rebound category by 1 in the first half, but now they're leading that category 27-20.
Shore throws off to McCray, who didn't see the ball coming, and somehow DeHates gets through the defense and lays it in. Ahead for Matthews, the layup off the mark. He was fouled by DeHate. Colin DeHate will be picking up his 4th foul.
Matthews 2 for 2 from the lines.
Oh, no. DeHate was the one making the grimace as if he was the one called. However, it's called on Shore, so it's his 3rd. Free throw is good for Matthews. Now it's 11. 62-45, Saints leading the Cougars with just under 14 to play in the second half. Matthews throws this one up and in. Saints leading, they put the full court pressure on. Conway with good defensive presence. DeHate able to break the press and throw off. Nice feed inside to Shore. No look pass coming from McCray. Shore for the deuce has 26 of the Cougars' 47. Pull up Jay from beyond the arc. Wow. Splashing it in. Richard Brown now has 8 points.
Hard to defense that kind of thing when you put him up like that.
McCray, one-on-one up top against Brown. McCray throws up to Wintermeyer. Wintermeyer using the drive, and the foul will be called on Desmond Gibson. Had a hold of Wintermeyer's wrist. That is the first foul on Desmond Gibson, so not only has he done some good things offensively, defensively, has stayed out of foul trouble, just picking up his first here.
He's got 3 assists tonight, too.
First one is good for Wintermeyer. 66-48. Here comes Lydell Manigo replacing Dennis Diaz. Going with a pretty large lineup as they have Conway playing the 3 guard or possibly the shooting guard role for the Saints. Gibson collects the missed free throw. Gibson and Matthews down low for the Saints. Feed to Gibson. He's way away from the basket. Let's see what he does against Colin DeHate. Drives, throws it away, and this is McCray feeding Shore, who can't quite get the ball before he's too far into the rack.
He was waiting for Conway to foul him.
Shore loses the ball, gets it right back, shot up, no good, tipped up in the air by, it looked like Gibson, but Baxter gets it, missed shot by Baxter, and there's Desmond Gibson getting the rebound. Conway, 3 ball, off the rack, no good. And Clearwater.
3 on 2 for Clearwater. That shot was way short.
Air ball there from McCray.
That might have been a pass, actually.
Baxter puts the shot up. Conway doesn't like the call. He is called for a foul here. Conway had his arms up the whole time. Of course, that could be a dead giveaway. Baxter at the line. Baxter now with 5 points. Outside of the 26 from Shore, it's Wintermeyer with 6 points with the best point production for the Cougars. And that remains as Baxter misses the free throw. Saints 66, Cougars 49. 12 minutes left in this game. Manigo drives the lane, shot up, no good, he's fouled, and this might be 4, possibly 5 here on Colin DeHate. And actually, when I corrected myself and said it was Shore, they did eventually give the foul to DeHate, so that is foul number 5 on DeHate. Yep. Shore still has 2.
Shore has 2, Baxter has 3. But that'll be it for Mr. DeHate.
The senior from Valrico, Florida, Colin DeHate, 6'4", senior fouls out with 11 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the contest. Saints are leading 66-49. But as for the production from Colin DeHate, he had 4 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 rebounds. He was 2 of 6 from the field. Of course, it has really been the Tristan Shore show here for the Cougars. 26 points for him.
As we said on the lead-in that they were missing their leading scorer, Mr. Shore decided to take that on himself.
Yeah, Mike Key, not with the active players here today.
On the boards, they're hanging in there, though. It's 25-30 at the moment. Flagler with a 5-rebound lead. And, all in all, the stats aren't that far off. The 51% field goal percentage for Flagler. And that shows why they're leading 66-49. And they've also gotten to the line 14 times, and they're 11 for 14 from the line. That'll help a lot.
Score has never been tied. The lead has never been relinquished. The Saints are leading here with 11 minutes and 54 seconds left to go. And it's a pretty commanding lead with 66-49, the score, Saints up. And they have a chance to add to that as Lydell Manigo is at the line getting ready to shoot some free throws, although he's getting talked to by the referees. Are we just verifying that indeed this will be free throws? Now we're ready to go as the music fades down and Lydell Manigo steps to the charity stripe. Just a flick of the wrist and a bend of the knees. Maybe not in that order, but Lydell Manigo puts it in.
3 for 3 tonight from the line.
67-49, Saints leading. Now a 19-point lead as it's 68-49. Manigo 2 for 2 in that trip. 11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. McCray waiting for the offense to set up. Throws to Shore in the corner. Whips it in. And, wow, they're going to call a foul on Jones as he poked the ball away from Devin Paulerine. And Adam Jones picks up foul number 3.
No surprise Adam doesn't agree with that. I'm not sure I do either. Once again, the big man with quick hands looked like he got the ball away.
Shore winging it in. He throws over to Brown. Up top now to McCray. McCray just threw it right in the arms of Lydell Manigo. Lob for Conway. He can't get it over the rim as the lob was a little short. And the go-to man for any alley-oop excitement seems to be Jarrell Oxendine. He's pretty good at putting the ball in place. However, that time just a little low.
Conway got tied up in the net there.
The ball was eventually poked out by the Cougars. That's why the Saints have the ball with a fresh shot clock here. Matthews off the glass, no good. Jones on the tip-up, can't get that one to follow. And the Saints bench want Keith Matthews to get a break here. He's been fighting through a lot of hacking, not able to put that one in. 68-49 is the score. Clearwater with the ball. They trail Flagler College. McCray hands off out to Paulerine for 2.
Matthews another rebound.
Oxendine pushing against odds. The 2-ball no good. Shore there to get the rebound. Shore trots it across the line. In the lane. Stonewalled by Jones. Saints have big numbers here. Oxendine up and in. Lays it in for the easy 2. Saints 70. Cougars 49. Ox now with 15 big points in this contest. Thrown over to McCray.
Saints with 8 fast break points in this game.
Defensively, this zone has taken away the short pass, too. Doing very good defensively. Jones collects the rebound. Leading the ball up the floor. He throws to Matthews. Pull up J, nothing but the bottom of the net for Matthews. Matthews with 14. McCray. Lydell Manigo fouls him trying to get that steal.
The reach in indeed.
Checking out will be Conway. Conway leaving with his lone 3-ball. Coming in will be Diaz.
We talked at halftime, and we expected Matthews to pick it up a little bit here in the second half, and he has done exactly that. A lot more active.
He remains out there with Jones, Oxendine, Manigo, and Diaz. Saints leading 72-49. Here's Mara-Lobo, kicks off for Wintermeyer. McCray feeds Mara-Lobo down low, and he's just outsized, gives it up. And the Saints to Diaz will go right at him. No good for Diaz, and the ball is tipped out of bounds by the Saints.
How did Shore avoid that foul? He just kind of dodged him like a matador.
Cougars 49, Saints 72. Flagler up big here as we have 9.5 left to play. Mara-Lobo around to Shore, back to McCray. Saints sticking in the zone. Left wing. Cougars do a good job getting it inside, and a whirling dervish move from Shore goes in. 28 points for Shore.
28 out of 51. Yeah, this is his night.
Oxendine, a little Euro move, and he's fouled by Shore.
Yep.
That's the only thing that can slow him up. He's now got 3 fouls against him.
Fouls on number 20, Tristan Shore. Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 5.
28 points for Shore, but 3 fouls. That could limit his day. He's got 8 minutes and 53 seconds to play without picking up his final 2 fouls, but at the line is Jarrell Oxendine.
Shore scoring all the points, but he's actually not hogging the ball. I mean, the shots you've taken are good, high percentage shots.
The ball moves around.
Ball moves.
Yeah.
They're looking for him, and you wonder if he's not able to stay in the game because of foul trouble, how badly that'll affect, well, it will affect them badly.
Oxendine was perfect from the line. He's now 1 of 2 in that attempt right there, as he is now total 4 for 5 on the day. In there for the first time, Curtis Walls, thrown over to Mara-Lobo, off the rim, no good. From the right corner, Jones picks up the rebound, and the big guy can dribble.
Not bad at all, eh?
Kicks over to Matthews, inside, fouled, and he finally gets a whistle. He's going to have 2 free throws as he missed the initial shot.
Brought tears to his eyes. He got bopped in the nose.
Foul will be charged against the point guard, Eric McCray. And that looked like it might have been on the floor, but he'll be at the line regardless. Saints 73, Cougars 51, 8.5 to play. Matthews adding to his already 14-point total. He's now up to 15. Matthews has eclipsed Desmond Gibson, who had a very strong first half. Gibson with 13. Matthews now with 16 points.
Matthews perfect from the line tonight.
McCray inside to Schwerenga. Missed the shot, rebounded by the Saints. Manigo is fouled by Mara-Lobo. Mara-Lobo picking up his first foul, trying to slow down the fast break of the Saints. And this, I believe, is foul number 6.
Team foul, yeah.
For the Cougars. Ball will be inbounded. Oxendine throws to Manigo, and Oxendine will take the shot. No good. Manigo with the hard rebound, loses the ball actually.
2-on-1.
Shore. Shallow angle, still able to make it off the glass. He can flick it up there and get it to fall from no matter where. He's got 30 of the Cougars' 53. What a day. And just think if they had Mike Key, who had already had 30 in the last 2 games, could have some serious firepower for the Cougars. Matthews, the turnaround right hand, is good. Matthews now has 18. He's the leading scorer, and almost all of that has come in the second half. Matthews perfect from the free throw line, 6 for 6. He's also now 6 for 12 from the field. 18 points for Keith Matthews, bringing the Saints lead 77-53 over the Cougars.
Although Mr. Shore is carrying the load for the Cougars, the Saints have 4 guys in double figures now. And Matthews, of course, as we thought he would, has picked it up here in the second half. And
absolutely.
That's really made the difference. They can't stay with him on the speed either. When they get the rebound, they're looking for the outlet pass in a hurry, and the fast break points are starting to pile up for the Saints.
The Saints overall are 3-0 against Clearwater Christian in series history. Last time they played Clearwater was back in 2011. The Saints got an 83-61 win on November 18th of 2011. That was back when the coach's son, Matt Clark, used to play for his father, and also Ante Gospich. Both those players finished with 19 points. Tristan Shore led his team then also with 19 points of his own. Doing much more than that today. He's got 30.
Saints shooting at 49% so far in this game to 42% for Clearwater. Clearwater just hadn't had the shot opportunity that the Saints have had. Saints have had 57 opportunities.
So far
in
there's,
this game.
oh, sorry. So far in the season schedule, there's only been one Peach Belt Conference game. That was Georgia College taking on Francis Marion. Georgia College won that contest. Next weekend, though, the Saints will have a slate of Peach Belt Conference foes as they take on Young Harris and North Georgia University. Mara Lobo, left corner, no good. Schweirenga tries to fight his way in, blocked by Matthews. He throws ahead for Diaz. Here comes Diaz, left hand up and in.
Beauty.
Nice pump move by Diaz.
Beauty move at the basket.
Diaz with 7 points. 7 minutes left to go. Saints up 79-53. Shore, left-handed floater, gets stuck on a bounce, if you can believe that, in the rim. How often do you see it? Usually it just goes straight in and wedges, but this is bounce off the rim and then wedges itself in. So that will be a jump ball, and I believe it will be the Cougars' ball when we get back. 79-53, Saints leading with 7 minutes left.
This is a full timeout as it's the under 8 media break.
Again, the Cougars are coming in with a 3-6 record, wearing their black road jerseys with their maroon numerals. Saints wearing their home whites with the crimson and gold trim. And in women's action, second half has begun for Flagler College and UCF. Shorty Spencer leads all scorers with 16 points for the Saints. However, they trail by 6. UCF 47, Flagler College 41. But right here, the Saints are leading big over the Cougars, 79-53. Saints are leading with 7 minutes and 1 second remaining. It will be Cougars ball here as we come out of this break.
This is definitely a speed lineup for Flagler.
Thrown way back in the backcourt. Manigo gets a tip on it. He's got the ball. Wow, that is a hard foul there from McCray, who has given a couple of those.
Those are the kind of fouls you commit when you get the ball stolen from you in the backcourt like that.
2 shots for Lydell Manigo. And that will be the 3rd foul on McCray. Something tells me the Brooklyn native doesn't like the ball being stolen from him.
He wanted a foul called on the
his
inbound
possession.
pass, what he wanted.
Manigo, shot up is no good.
He's still talking about it.
Yep. Referees are letting him know that Manigo got all ball on the tip.
And they don't want to hear this.
Shot from Manigo is good on the second free throw. 80-53 after Manigo goes 1 for 2. Lydell now with 13 total points. Maralobo to McCray. A little frustration. McCray goes right at the defense and picks up the foul. He'll be shooting 2 now. McCray only with 2 points in the game has a chance to double it at the line.
Jones called for the foul.
And Jones picks up his 4th foul. He's been able to play 11 minutes in this contest, unlike last night when he played 6. So that might limit him here as we have 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. And the referee is letting the head coach know that he's warned McCray. McCray at the line. He got the foul call and still he's talking with the referees.
Now explain to his coach what he said. And that's good.
And he was just talking to the coach. That's strange timing by the referees.
He was not talking to the coach. He was facing the coach, but he was talking to the official.
Yeah. McCray called with the tee, and there's a pretty good amount of fans here from Clearwater.
Yep.
Following their Cougars. And they're quite frustrated. So before we get McCrae's free throws, I believe Oxendine will have a chance to shoot some. He makes the first. Saints 81, Cougars 53.
Oxendine with 17 points now.
And makes it 18 after knocking in the second free throw. Ox has been very productive today. Matthews and Oxendine with 18 points apiece. Gibson with 13. Lydell Manigo with 13 himself. Richard Brown has 8. Dennis Diaz has 7. So Saints have really done a good job spreading the offense around. And let's pick up where we left off. This time with not as much talking. McCrae makes the first free throw.
In fact, no talking at all.
Saints actually shot those free throws with 4 men on the floor as Gibson finally checks in. Both free throws good for McCrae. He's got 4 points now. That pales in comparison to the 30 points put up by Tristan Shore, his teammate. Saints lead big, 82-55, and it looks like they're going to try and chew up as much clock with each possession as Dennis Diaz will hold the ball. Diaz taking his time, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Curtis Walls. Takes it in, and wide open is Diaz. Missed the shot. Gibson on the putback, can't get it to go. Here come the Cougars. Trailing by 27. Inside to Shore. Shore was either fouled or traveled, one of the two. And they called a foul on Matthews, and Matthews is slow to get up.
Thought they were going to call it on Gibson. See it Shore on top of his head.
Got a foul up high and a foul down low. They go with the low one for Keith Matthews. Matthews picking up his 3rd foul. Shore on the free throw, short.
He's getting tired.
Yeah, a lot of shooting from Mr. Shore. He's been at the line the most out of all the Cougars. That was his 9th attempt. He'll have attempt number 10 coming. He's also shot 25 from the field, but he's made 48% of those. Conway checks on for Lydell. Brown checks on for Oxendine.
Cougars have gone big too. They put in their 2 of their 3 tallest players right now.
Out there for the Cougars, Paulerine. Also for Favaro, I should say. Conway gets the long rebound ahead to Matthews, who just makes it look easy laying it in. Matthews lays it up for 20 points. Shore floats it way up off the glass and in.
Tell you what, the kid's pretty good. That was a nice shot, a contested shot at
And
that.
for some reason, Shore is not up on the scoreboard, so they're making me work for it. 32 points for Shore. Diaz.
And a foul on Mr. Shore. 4th one, I believe.
Well, to be honest, that is indeed the 4th foul on Shore. So there he is, down there on the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, just put him up there.
Adam Jones will check in for Flagler College at the next opportunity. Diaz at the line. He's got 7 points, make it 8. Ties Richard Brown with 8 points in this game. Keith Matthews checks off. He's replaced by Adam Jones. So it'll be Jones and Gibson down low for Flagler College. Conway, Diaz, and Brown playing the guard spot. Diaz missed. Rebound by the Cougars. This is a very big lineup for Flagler College. Mara Lobo for 3. No good. Rebounded by Baxter. Fouled by Gibson.
Yep. That time the long arms was the problem.
Gibson picking up his 2nd foul of the day. Each foul has been in the second half. That's the 7th foul on Flagler College. Baxter at the line for 2 free throws. First one is good. Head coach Michael Tuma of Clearwater Christian, also the athletics director. Calling out the signals for his defense now after those free throws are good. By Baxter. Saints leading though, 85-59 with 5 minutes left to play. Thrown over to Brown in the left wing. .13 on the shot clock. Saints reset the offense. 10 left to go. Jones has it on the baseline, looking to feed Conway. Down low and in for
Nicely
Conway.
done by two big guys right there.
Just the second bucket from Conway. Shore misses. Good defense by Jones, causing the awkward attempt. Diaz with a nice little spin move gets around Baxter as the Saints bring the ball up.
Jones has 4 assists in this game.
Coach Clark calling for the team to run off some clock. Conway goes baseline. Tries to feed Jones, sends it right to Shore. Baxter has the ball. Ooh, steps through, able to lay it in.
A rare fast break point for the Cougars. I believe that's only their second fast break that they've been able to pull off successfully.
Baxter has 9. 4 points left to go. Richard Brown will shoot the 3 ball off the mark. Diaz, wow, flies in from outer space to get that one. Shot up, no foul call as he lays it in.
No travel called either.
10 points for Diaz. Usually either contact inducing the steps or steps inducing a whistle, something.
I mean, there was no foul and no travel. Something happened there.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Diaz, though, picks up 10 points. The shot is off for the Cougars, and the Saints will go back to work. 3.5 minutes left to go. The frustration mounting here for the Cougars as they trail by 28 points. Adam Jones in the corner. Why not? Shot off the mark. Rebound by Brown. Richard Brown able to get the long carry.
Jones not a shooter. Really good at assists for a big guy.
Diaz step through again. Quickness shot. There's the whistle and the bucket and one.
Diaz now 12 points. That puts 5 players in double figures for the Saints.
And one will give him 13.
Fouls on number 14. Correction, fouls on number 13.
Shore comes
Foul will
out
be
of
on Baxter. Baxter will pick up his 4th foul.
Shore comes out of the game. He's getting a break. They can't afford to leave him off the court if they really want to get back in this thing. But that's a lot of points to try to make up in 3 minutes, especially with the defense that the Saints have been playing.
Against Fisher College. Tip-off time is at 7 p.m. here at the Flagler Gym. Wednesday night, December 18th, 7 p.m.
Saints 89, Cougars 61. 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. It was a long 3 ball by Adam Jones. Richard Brown got the rebound. Dennis Diaz went to work offensively. Got the and one and a foul called against Baxter. Baxter with his 4th foul. We'll see a free throw when we come back. Saints leading 91-61.
Flagler took a 11-point lead into the half. Came out almost from the gun in the second half and just started to run the legs off of the Cougars. They didn't have anybody that could, or they don't have enough players that can keep up with the likes of Matthews and Diaz and to a certain extent Gibson. Like I said, 5 players now in double figures for the Saints. But fast break points mounting up, 10-4. Also points in the paint, as you might imagine, with the taller Flagler squad. They lead that category 46-28. Diaz will be at the line.
Diaz so far 2 for 4 today from the free throw line.
Matthias in the game for the first time.
And Matthias Menezes over there on the far side. So too
Matthias,
Kessler
excuse
Bell.
me, not Matthias, Matthias.
Diaz shoots the free throw. It's good. So let's get all the freshmen in there if we can. In comes Nick Ronquette, the walk-on. So too Jarrell Oxendine. Checking off will be Dennis Diaz and Richard Brown. So Ronquette, Bell, Menezes, Oxendine, and Conway out there for the Saints.
No starters on the court for Flagler.
Maralobo throws way off into the corner. Over to Winfrey. Back to Maralobo. Now Baxter. Baxter shooting. No good. Tipped up by Winfrey. He somehow came away with it, and the ball is on the ground. Ronquette sitting on him.
All right.
And I believe the ball's out of bounds.
Yep, it was.
Winfrey had the ball right at the sideline, and he can't keep it in.
That's tight defense when you sit on your opponent.
Ronquette has the ball. Even tighter defense will get the foul, and that's what Caleb Winfrey finds out. I don't know. The Cougar fans not necessarily happy with the refereeing, but I don't think Keith Matthews got too many breaks as a Saint player.
I think they're letting them play is what the problem is. The difference is Flagler's a more physical team. They're bigger, taller. And if the referees decide to let them play, that's what you're going to find.
Ronquette makes both free throws. Nicely done by Nick Ronquette. 93-61.
Ronquette from Naples, Florida.
Tipped up in the air by Conway, and it rolls all the way down the sideline. It's not out yet. Ronquette saves it. Conway is tied up by Baxter, and Baxter just picked up his 5th foul. That's foul out there for C.J. Baxter, the kid from Orlando. Check that. Ronquette was 1 of 2 in his last attempt. Here's Matt Conway at the line. Conway's only shot 1 free throw today. Conway, first one, no good. (93-61), 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. Second one is buried by Conway. And Matt Conway has 6 points. Ooh, Morolobo almost lost the ball. Outside to Brown for 3, and he rattles it in from the right corner.
There's a three-pointer by number 1, Charlie Brown.
Kessler Bell with the ball on the right wing for the Saints. Oxendine dribbling floater from Ox, no good. Tipped up by Bell, no good. Here he goes back at it, off the glass. Kessler Bell, the Tennessee native, knocking it in.
Nice hustle staying with that ball. He had a couple opportunities, but he hung in there until he got the points.
Morolobo fouled by Nick Ronquette. Flagler College 4-1 on the year, coached by head coach Bo Clark, assistant coaches Jake Pickett and Jacob Ammerman. Director of operations is Ryan Vanderweilen. Student assistants, they do quite a lot. Chris Gray, Alex Strom, Natalie Olivo. Strength and conditioning coach is Tom Palumbo. The athletic trainer, Jennifer Renner, on hand tonight. As the first one's good from Morolobo. Saints leading big though, 96-65. Second one rims off. Bell gets the rebound. Oxendine into Menezes. Big turn there from Menezes. Can't get it to go. The entire bench wanting that bucket to go down. And the Cougars come away with the ball. Brown from the right wing again. No. Menezes gets the rebound. However, there's a whistle called.
I think they're going to call it on
Ronquette, I believe.
Yeah, Ronquette. Yep.
Nick Ronquette getting his 2nd foul.
A little too much shoving going on underneath the basket.
And at the line will be Caleb Winfrey, a freshman from Sanford, Florida. Shooting a 1-and-1, I believe. Missed that one. Bell tips it out of bounds. Well, I thought Bell tipped it out of bounds. It's out off the Cougars instead.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark.
96-65. Saints up by 31 right now. They're trying to hold the ball. Oxendine kicks off for Ronquette. A deep 3 ball is pure from Nick Ronquette.
And the crowd goes wild. Obviously, Ronquette, as a walk-on, a crowd favorite.
Here comes Matt Conway. Big jam from Matt Conway. And an intentional foul as Conway went up and stuffed it in. Conway with 8. He'll get an and one opportunity. The Saints have 101 points.
What do you think? Free pizza for that? They gotta get free pizza for that or something, right? We need to get with a sponsor.
For the crowd or for the team?
Everybody. I want everybody.
Conway came down awkwardly. He looks to be okay. That's a scary situation when you're fouled up on the rim like that. He's able to come away, looks fine.
I think the cheerleaders cushioned his ball.
I was about to say, we'll see how the cheerleaders and adrenaline have helped him. Conway gets the first of 2 free throws. 102-65, and Conway has charged up the crowd on what would be a blowout on a laugher. And Conway, with those 2 free throws, gets to double digits. He's got 10 now.
That's 6 of them. 6 players in double figures for the Saints.
So an intentional foul. That's 2 free throws in. The ball, here it comes. Ball thrown into Ronquette. Another 3 ball off the rim. Oxendine rebounds. And they reset the offense. There's 41 seconds left to go. Looks like they'll try and hold for as much time as possible. Saints up quite large here, 103-65. Any bucket here would put them up by 40 plus. Ronquette, Conway. 10 seconds left. Menezes kicks off to Oxendine. Oxendine through contact is fouled. 7 on the shot clock, and that will kill the shot clock. 16 seconds left to go. Oxendine will be at the line, adding to his already 18 points.
Highest point total this season, in this young season. One of the Puerto Rican teams that came in, Puerto Rican Bayamon, they scored 90 against them, but this 104 and make that 105.
Oxendine now with 19 points. Check that, 20. Give him 20. 15 seconds left to go. 40-point lead for Flagler College. Wintermeyer, pull-up J is no good. Menezes on the rebound, ahead to Conway. 2 seconds left. He's going to hold it.
Yep.
And that's Bo Clark waving him off. Saints 105, Cougars 65. Saints win by 40. Bit of emphasis there with that exclamation point jam by Matt Conway, which really turned into a 6-point possession for the Saints.
Obviously, he deferred on the last possession there, but he looks like he's all right. He looks healthy. I don't think the fall, like I said, it was the fall was cushioned by a couple of cheerleaders, so I don't think he was hurt at all. Well, it's not the game we expected. We expected a little more competition tonight from a taller and a lot more athletic team, but I got to believe that the Cougars missed their leading scorer.
Yeah, that was just
season, Mike Key.
That was just Robin. We didn't even get Batman. Mike Key, he wasn't available. Instead, we had to put up with the second leading scorer, and we